Hey there guys, so as far as that AFE intake kit that I ordered, it's still nowhere to be seen. Now Summit Racing is one of the biggest mail order vendors in the country, and they sell those, and I was looking at their website just to see if they had published any kind of an estimated date, and they've got October the 4th on there. So that's what, August, September, that's like 3 more months. So that kind of goes along with what AFE had been telling me. They're saying 10 to 12 more weeks. I've already been waiting for almost 8 weeks, and they're saying 10 to 12 more. Another one of those supplier issues. So whenever I get that AFE intake kit, I'm going to put it on here and we're going to check it out, because you know, they advertise 39 pound-feet of torque gain with just that intake kit. So we'll see. Yeah, so that AFE intake kit is going to probably wrap up the performance phase of this build, unless I decide to get the GDE tune when it comes out this fall. Green Diesel Engineering has been telling us that this coming fall they should have the tune available for these. And Green Diesel tuning is top notch. It's extremely reliable, well tested, and it's almost a guarantee you're not going to have any trouble at all when you get them to tune your diesel. So anyway, we'll get to that pretty soon and finish up that performance phase of the build. I'm still working on some little odds and ends. You know, we did this bug deflector the other day, and so far it's doing a pretty good job. I have been driving for a day or two and I don't see a whole lot of bugs on there yet, but I'm going to keep an eye on this. I picked this up today. I thought this would be a nice little addition to keep with me. It's an auto fire extinguisher, ideal for automobile use. And it's kind of lightweight and relatively small, so it's easy to package inside the Jeep somewhere, and I just thought that would be something real nice to carry out on the trail, or just in general. I mean, we've all seen these Jeeps and other trucks as well go up in flames. There's just so much on these things as far as electronics and wiring and batteries and things these days. So good to have a fire extinguisher. Let me show you how I mounted it. If we come around here to the passenger side rear, I stuck it right here. Now I got this, oh my goodness, it's so dark in here. I got this mount from Amazon. It's just a very inexpensive mount with a hook and loop system there, and I put it around the roll bar, and it fits really good. And while I was out and about today, I also picked up a general first aid kit just to have with me. Now, like I said, you know, you go out on the trail, you never know when you might need this stuff. Here in about a month or two, I'm planning on going elk hunting, and we're going to be way out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm just getting some stuff together that might be nice to have. First aid kit, fire extinguisher. We got the winch put on here, which could get us out of trouble. And if we get a massive elk down over a hillside, might even be able to use that to get it up the hill. So anyway, just trying to get some stuff together here that's nice to carry with you in your Jeep. I'm trying to get a little bit of a preparedness kit here, but underneath my seats is already starting to get full, as you can see. I've got quite a bit of stuff in here already, straps and jumper cables, and I mean, you can fill that little area up pretty quick, which brings me to my next point, which is the bed space. Now, like I was saying in that one video where I was kind of comparing the Ram to the Jeep, the big difference between a full-size and a mid-size truck as far as capability goes is back here. The second row seating is where you really notice it, because the mid-size truck just doesn't have hardly any space at all. On that Ram, you could fold the rear seat back like this, and you had a huge cavernous area out of the weather and secure to put things. Not really so on the mid-size trucks. I mean, you've got several inches here. I mean, even if you fold the seat up, that compartment's in the way. So you just don't have a whole lot of storage back there. So that kind of brings you to your bed, and that's why bed covers and racks and different things are so popular on these mid-size trucks, because this really becomes an important area on your vehicle. So I'm going to get some kind of a bed cover to put here so that I can keep more things out of the weather and secure and carry with me. Now, I was looking at the one that I bought for the other Gladiator. You know, it was listed for the Chevy Colorado, but it worked really good on this truck. At the time, it was $147. Couldn't beat that with a stick. So I bought one, it worked great, and I liked the fact that I could roll it up and secure it up there on the bulkhead, and then it quickly gave me my entire bed, you know, free and easy to use, and then I could just unroll it and click it back in place and it was ready to go. So that was nice. But the bad thing about those is that, you know, they're vinyl, they've got that fabric top on them, so they're not really all that secure, because if somebody really wanted to get in here, they could just take a knife, cut a slit in it, open it up, and you know, they're in there. So this time around, I think I'm gonna go with some kind of a hard shell cover. I don't like the traditional fiberglass ones that are one piece and they lift up like that. I don't really like that anymore. That's kind of old fashioned. So I'm looking at the ones that are trifold. I'm also kind of looking at the ones that are retractable and they just kind of roll up into the front there, but those are really expensive. I found one on Amazon that looks really nice for these trucks and has great reviews, but it's back ordered like everything else in the world right now. Have no idea when I'm going to be able to get one, so I'm kind of still looking around. If you guys have a hard shell cover on your Gladiator that you really have good luck with and you like it, post a comment below and let me know what brand it is and where you got it. Ideally, I'd like to have one that can fold up and then be lifted up vertically, because I'd like to have the entire 5 foot open here, you know, when I need to haul something big, and then close it off when I don't. I notice that some of the trifolds, you know, that front section can't fold up, so it's always there. So as far as hauling stuff that's tall, it effectively takes 1/3 of your bed space away, and as you know, we're not really working with a whole lot here to start with, so I'd kind of like to have one that folds way up out of the way, but it's not necessarily a deal breaker. So anyway, let me know what you've had really good luck with. The other thing is I'm trying to stay in with, you know, stay within a pretty, not small, but a not huge budget. You know, some of these things can go $1,500 or more, and I don't want to spend that much on a bed cover. So I'm taking that into consideration also. But anyhow, that's going to be something that's coming up too. I got to get some way to lock things up in here and keep it out of the weather. We're going to be, like when we go on that elk hunting trip, we're going to have coolers back here, you know, guns and gear and all kinds of stuff, and I got to keep it secure and out of the weather, so I'm going to cover this somehow. But anyway, that's about it for now. Just trying to get some stuff together here. So I really need to get to work and do some mowing here. It's a beautiful day, and some of this stuff's getting kind of tall. Not real bad, but I like to keep it short. I don't want to, you know, let it get out of control, because then when you do mow it, it clumps up on you and leaves balls of grass everywhere. So I really need to get out here and do some mowing, but I want to mow it a little bit higher, and I'm having a real hard time finding those spindle spacers for this finish mower. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So on most of these finish mowers, obviously you've got 4 caster wheels, one on each corner. And the way this works is you've got these little spacers in here, these little 1-inch spacers. And this thing, you know, here's your arm that's welded onto the deck of the mower. And then of course the caster spindle just goes up and down like this. It's got a grease fitting here to keep it all lubed up and all that. And you use these spacers in here to adjust the height of the deck. Now these little spacers, I mean, it might be kind of hard to see them, but they're about 1 inch each. So every time you stack one down here below, you're raising the deck 1 inch. I need to get more of them. You can see there's one missing up here. You're supposed to have one up here too to take up the slack so it doesn't bounce up and down on you. But I can't find these anywhere. I went to Tractor Supply. They had one package of 2, which I purchased and put back there on that one. I went to another Tractor Supply store in a different county. They had one package of 2, so I bought those. And now I can't find any more of them anywhere. And when you do find them, they're kind of expensive. So I don't know if I'm going to try and fabricate something or what, but I need to come up with something to put on there. And like I said, I need some additional ones to put up here, even though they're not spacing anything out. They take up the slack so that when you go over bumps in the field, you don't want the spindle going up and down all the time, because it'll wear out your pin. It'll eventually wear on your spindle there. It could, you know, if it's down, it could let it bend. So you need some up here to take up the space too. So anyhow, I got to find some of those somewhere. I even went on the internet and it's kind of hard to find them. It's one of those deals where you don't really know what they're called. You know, there's different names for things like this, and it's hard to figure out sometimes what they're called, and then you don't really know what to do your Google search for. But anyhow, I will find some of those very shortly, hopefully, or fabricate some so I can get out here and do some more mowing. But so far, this old mower that we refurbished is doing a pretty good job. I've cut with it a couple of times, and it's doing an excellent job so far. So I guess I'm gonna have to just get out the 0 turn and knock some stuff out. real quick while it's a nice day, and then when I find some more of those, I'll get the tractor out and do the field out there maybe. But anyway, I'm gonna go back in the house, and I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know about those bed covers. You know, if you've got a really cool bed cover on your Gladiator that you like, let me know what it is and where you got it. I'd like to take a look at it. Thanks guys, we'll talk to you later.